Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tashana. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. I hope all is well. No alien talk tonight. No periodic table talk tonight, but we are getting a little sciencey. Alright? So it would be cool to be able to refer to your table if you do have one. This message is crazy. I'm here studying like I'm back in school and I don't mind, right? So the other night we had a conversation about having physical proof. I'm not sure which segment it was, but you can go back and look, right? So this is like a piggyback off of that conversation. And I think we all have like our own definition of what the spiritual world may consist of, or like our own understanding, right? How it operates, where it may actually be, or what the dwellings even mean. Like, what does the spiritual realm even mean? What does it all encompass? But I think no matter like where you are, your race, your religion, your creed, we can all definitely agree that there is some element of the unseen that contributes to our lives in a tangible way, whether it be daily or for an entire lifetime, right? Now, there are two different types of science, okay? So we have the natural and the social, okay? The social sciences, if you know anything about scholarly work, if you've been to college, then you know that like psychology is like a social science, right? It studies human society and social relationships, right? So your psychology, your sociology, anthropology, archaeology, geology, even economics and history are considered a type of social science. I know, crazy, bugs me out. Then we have the natural science. So this is the branch of science that deals with the physical world. Okay, so like your biology, your chemistry, your physics, your astronomy, your earth science. I think it's important to first point out that I said astronomy, not astrology. Okay, astronomy is the study of the celestial objects, okay, in the phenomenon that occurs in that area. Astrology is technically not considered to be a science amongst scientists because it is based on a belief. It's considered a pseudoscience. We talked about this, right? It's an assumption that the position or the placement of celestial bodies affects us here on Earth, right? There's no physical proof that it's valid. So that's why it's a pseudo science. There's not enough proof to back up these claims, okay? Now, when you start digging into all of these different types of sciences, there's a lot to unpack. There's a lot to uncover. But biology appears to be one of those types of natural sciences that has like over 100 types of science that falls under that umbrella. So you would literally have to, for the sake of time, do your own research, because there is no way I will be able to cover even half, even a quarter, even 10%, okay? 15 minutes is not enough time to cover all of this stuff. I'm just gonna be real. So I kind of wanted to break down some of the ones that I felt would kind of be like a bridge, if you will. Now, there are some sciences that are strictly for this plane, right? And when I say bridge, I mean the sciences that will allow us to draw logical conclusions based off of what we're learning and that can connect us to the seen and the unseen. Okay? Of course, we talked about these bridges with sex having been at the top of the conversation for me, at least, considering it a bridge between the physical and the spiritual realms. I don't think I have to go into why, right? I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Having sex is the physical part, but then it leads to a spiritual thing, right? It leads to us being able to carry life, conceive life, carry life, and produce life. Those are 3 different things, okay? Now, when you start to observe, all of these things from different lenses, you'll be able to kind of get, like a better understanding, because other than the 4 elements that are required for life to be sustained here, right? We talked about that. Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, right? There are other things that living things have in common. So cellular organization, reproduction, growth and development, the use of energy, homeostasis, adaptability, and response to environment. These 7 things are required and they're common amongst all living things. So I kind of wanted to just look at some of the specializations that will help us understand this thing from a different perspective. So astronomy, cosmology, astrobiology are 3 of the sciences that are related to celestial bodies, okay? And even these things can be broken down even further. You have to look those up because, like I said, for the sake of time, we cannot go into a full drawn out conversation about this, okay? Let's just keep that in mind. Now, when you go into fields like, sidebar, astrobiology is also known as exobiology, EXO biology, okay? Now, there are some different realms or areas of study. Botany, we know, is the study of plant life. Zoology, we know, is the study of animals and the relationship between different organisms and animals. We have mycology, anthropology, and I consider anthropology and economics to be a bridge, if you will, because studying those will help us understand the past, the present, and the future. So there's a lot of these different ones that I consider to be a bridge. You would literally have to look at them and understand them for what you take and figure out what you would consider to be a piece that can be connected to another type of science, as well as the unseen world, okay? And like I said, there are links that connect our tangible realities to very palpable realities, right? And we can clearly see that there is a connection. But some of these branches of science might be able to render a bit more of an explanation than others. So this is why I'm suggesting that you literally go online, Google the different types of sciences, and then you're going to get natural, and then you're also going to get social, right? And once you start to break those down, it'll start to come down. So the main ones are biology. These are natural sciences, okay? Geology, physics, chemistry. When you go into biology, there are so many different types of biology. It is crazy, all right? Now, biology is the study of life or living organisms, and it is divided into specializations. The physiological aspect, the anatomy, the origin, the behavior, and the distribution of these different elements, okay? And again, you would have to literally study these things to get a better idea and conclusion on what they even mean. And then I started to do a little bit more digging, and then I found out that math is considered to be a science. I know, this is so crazy. Now, with ecology, okay, and the economy, okay, I don't want to confuse those two, but I just want to kind of focus on economy, because the economy or economics and math are considered to be sciences. Now, this is important because if you're going to study, you got to study, all right? If you're going to do this, you have to really, and I mean to gain an understanding, okay, on the connection, or to have a kind of explanation for the physical aspect of the spiritual realm. You don't have to understand it for what it is, but if you read it and do your own research, you'll be able to come up with an explanation for the spiritual worlds, to be able to give it a physical component, okay? All of us have our own understanding of these things, and the way that I'm able to dissect and take away things from this is going to differ from what you may have an understanding of. So I can't tell you exactly what to study and what to understand and what to not understand. Whatever sticks out to you, whatever seems like it is something that explains something, then yeah, all right, I would say go ahead and do a little more research on that. But the ones that I have stated are some that can start giving us, it can build a bridge, if you will. Nanotechnology also, cytology. I really, because there's so many, I don't want to just go like ranting on, okay? The creator just told me to kind of do a little bit of digging and just kind of put it out there that there are several types of sciences that can be studied. So we have physical, life, and earth sciences within these different types, right? These branches are broken off because there is so much. They have to be classified and organized in a way that they make sense, right? And because this is a topic that doesn't have a physical component to it, it literally has to make sense in a way where it can be broken down and regurgitated, okay? I don't think God wants us to just ramble on and read this stuff. I think we need to have a real explanation about all of it. All right. So I think the more we gain a better understanding of the different types of sciences, we'll be able to go in and dissect it and break it down a little further. Okay. Because it's one of those things where it's so much information, you literally have to take your time trying to figure out what one means over the other, okay? This literally is one of those things that requires you to have an open mind, because some of these branches of study don't even make sense if you are not looking for an explanation. You'll just be like, why? Are we wasting money on this type of research? Like, do we need that, right? And I think that is one of the most important parts here, is to have a full, well-rounded understanding of the different branches and what goes into those different categories. And then you'll be able to start saying, okay, I get this. This makes sense. That doesn't make sense. And you could figure it out on your own. But the creator just wanted me to, tell you guys, there are several types of science that you can study. Look it up. All right. But I'm going to end it here. I do love y'all. I hope all is well. I hope y'all are drinking your water, eating your fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea, because What? It is most definitely free. And I'm gonna get up out of here. Love y'all.